Okay, so while Priyali caught the pulse of Ayodhya 17 years after the Babri Masjid demolition, I decided to clarify some doubts that I had over the entire incident. Now, I, like many at that time, was rather young, and all of a sudden this issue has woken us up once again with the Liberhan report. So, I met up with Sir Mark Tulley, author of several books on India, and of course, most importantly, one of the journalists who was present witnessing the Babri Masjid demolition in Ayodhya and the massacre that followed.
So I started by asking Sir Mark Tulley how the events unfolded before his eyes on that fateful day.
You could see this huge crowd who had assembled some distance away, but not that far away from the mosque. They were clearly in a very aggressive and in a very angry mood. Gradually people started to get inside. And then a row broke out between the people on the ground and the press, and they started beating up the press and beating the cameras. And then the next thing I saw was that some boys had got and climbed onto the mosque and were starting to try and pull it down, particularly on the domes.
Mr. Tulley, like many others, I was very young at that time. So now, being an adult, trying to understand what happened, there are various misconceptions. One is that, the BJP always maintains that it was a spontaneous incident, whereas it was anything but spontaneous, wasn't it?
Earlier, the movement had been basically a movement of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, which of course has its associations through the RSS with the BJP. But it wasn't actually a BJP movement until 1989. And then, of course, there was an active attempt, including Advaniji's Rath Yatra, to incite people to become enthusiastic supporters of this movement. And there was a huge drive, of course, to actually bring people to Ayodhya for the Shilanyas, which was the occasion on which the mosque was pulled down. So you couldn't say it was spontaneous.
Also, there's a thing that the Congress was in no way involved, but there is a link with Rajiv Gandhi to the entire episode, isn't there?
Of course, there is a link with the Congress, because what happened was that Rajiv Gandhi was the person who said that the keys of the Ayodhya Mosque should be opened so that people could come and worship there. And this was done after Rajiv Gandhi had changed the law in the Shah Bano case, which was seen as assault to Muslims. So this was then seen as assault to Hindus. And when the election started in 1990, the election which Rajiv Gandhi actually lost, or from which he lost power, he did start his campaign from Faizabad, which is right next to Ayodhya, and he talked about bringing Ram Raj in. So again, this was seen as supporting the Hindu, or trying to go for the Hindu vote.